Hey guys, welcome back. It is Dirty Max LML. Well, today we are putting in the DSP switch for the LML tunes from DuramaxTuner.com. Now, I am not a mechanic. I've never done this install before. I've watched quite a few videos, so I'm YouTube certified to do this job. And there's a lot of guys that have messed this job up, broken parts with the ECM. Okay, so we've had the DuramaxTuner.com tune in the truck for about, I think it's been about 3 weeks now. So I've done a few videos on MPG, driving down to Santa Barbara, and I'm really not getting any better MPGs than I was before, but the throttle response feel is a lot better. So now I'm ready to put the DSP switch in. I've been very nervous to put the DSP switch in because it's a lot of work, and not only that, it's a little intimidating. So if I mess something up, it's gonna go really bad. You're working with the ECM, the electronic control module, so if anything goes wrong, it's gonna go really wrong. So we're gonna do it today though. So, and Blue Collar Builds, I know that you said you were scared. I'm scared right now too, man. So hopefully I don't have to call a tow truck today and tow this thing back to the dealers. All right, without further ado, let's get this party started. First off, I need to pop the hood. And also I need to disconnect the battery. Let's get this done. Oh, there she is. So what we're going to be doing is we are going to be taking off this cover plate right here, and the ECM is going to be the there's 3 ports right here, 1, 2, 3. It's going to be the one closest to the firewall. So let me get this tripod set up, and we'll get to work. Alright, now the first thing I'm going to do is disconnect the battery. Once the battery is disconnected, I'm going to send a coat hanger through the firewall, and that is this location right here. You may have to cut a little tiny slit with a razor blade, but I see one hole here that I'm going to try to attempt to put the coat hanger through and then find it on the other side. So let's start there. Okay, well, I'm already having some difficulty. Luckily I already had a subwoofer wire coming through, but I poked from the engine bay through the firewall. Finally have a coat hanger hanging out here, so I'm going to be wrapping this DSP switch, the 2 ends that go into the ECM. I'm going to be wrapping those with electrical tape on here and pulling it through. Alright, here you can see the 2 ends of the DSP switch and the coat hanger. I'm going to be wrapping this whole entire thing from top to bottom with electrical tape because the fit is very, very tight. I'm going to be pulling on this fairly hard, so I do not want this to break or come apart. So I'm going to be wrapping it from about this point here all the way down to about this point right here. So hopefully this goes well, and as you can see, the very end is right here. This is the actual switch that's going to be in the truck. Don't know where I'm going to mount it quite yet, but I'm going to be pulling this through just long enough into the engine bay for me to add not only this heat shroud right here, but also just enough to get to the ECM. Alright, now we're going to be pulling this coat hanger back out, and there it is. That looked really easy, but it was really tough to get this thing all the way through the other side. Okay, so now we have the shroud, and it looks like there's just a tiny little lever right here. Alright, this is the shroud that's on there, and as you can see, there's that little lever. It sits back like that. So as you can see, you just push on that little lever right here and it takes it off. Now it is hard to get out, but you just got to work it out. I do have a few tools here that I picked up from Harbor Freight because I didn't have them. Probably should have got them from Napa or some Snap-on ones, but these were $1.99. Alright, so as you can see, there is 1, 2, 3. This is the third one. Now there's a tiny little red clip down there. You need to pull up on the red clip, and then that will release the lever, and then you pull the bottom lever up and out. Okay, I just felt it release. This little lever right here is the one that you pull up. Okay, we're looking for number 27 and number 46, and this is on the 2012.5 to 2016 LMLs. Okay, so we did get the plastic part off. This thing is super brittle, and it was very hard to get off, but you just kind of peel up on one side a little bit, peel up on the other side. This little twisty one that I have here, this seemed to work very well. I was able to kind of get through the side here and then kind of even underneath both of these ends and then wiggle it off. But that's what you're going to end up with. Number 27 and 46 is what we're going for. So I'm going to count these out, stick the new pins in, and then show you what it looks like. Alright, now something that was not in the instructions and took me quite a while to find on the internet is that on the DSP switch that we just pulled through the firewall, it says it does not matter which color, the blue or the white, goes into the pinholes. So you can put them, you can put those wires in either slot that they have recommended for your vehicle. That would have been very helpful. I probably would have been done by now. Anyhow, that's why we're doing these videos, to help you guys out. So it does not matter which blue or white wire goes where. Either way will work. Okay, this pin right here, which was 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6th pin from the right hand side to the left, I've already pushed this down, so I'm going to be using this little Allen wrench key that you use to tighten the turning part of the switch. I'm going to be using this to push it all the way through to the other side. And now this pin has now come out. So I'm going to tape this off, and now I'm going to put the new pin in this other position right here where the Allen wrench key is. I'm going to push that through, and hopefully it will work. So one other thing to note is that these pins, they're overlapped on one side. So you'll see on the bottom of the pin, it's just one single layer of metal. On the opposite side of the pin, it is double layered, where you can see that the metal was folded over. So when you put the pin through the other side, you want to make sure that that double layer is on this top end side, because these little pins have a little lock, and basically you go on the double layer side, you push down and you pull back. There's a little lever. Once you hit that lever, this pin will drop. That's the pin lock. Alright, I'm going to be using the white one, although it does not matter which color you use. Could be the blue or the white. Alright, it went in. You can see that you can push it up, and you know when it's in its pin lock position, because it will not go farther down, because that pin lock is set, so it will not go down now. Feels nice and solid in there. Feels good. Okay, working on a truck that is lifted, man. Pain in the butt. 46 position, which is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 over. Trying to pull it back out. It will not pull out. That means that the lock position is in. So now we have both of these. This one here, that one there, in the proper position for the 2016 LML. Now I'm going to put this back on, nice and gentle, kind of wiggle back and forth. Alright, that feels really good. So basically these two are the ones that I've taken out now, and I'm going to take these up, and I'm going to wrap everything up back the way it was. Okay, so now I have this back clip back on, and as you can tell on both sides that there is no wires in the way, and you don't want to accidentally clip one of these wires. So what I'm going to do now is all these wires, I'm going to take a zip tie to make sure that they're secure. I'm going to cut this, make it look nice and clean. So this fabric almost looks like a heat shield. So that's what it's got to be. But it's kind of opening up on the bottom because it looks like it's a long piece with one slit down the middle, and they kind of like folded it in like a burrito. But it was kind of coming apart, so I'm going to zip tie this again, even a little bit lower. That way it's completely sealed. Now this thing looks even better than it did before. Now we can take these wires and give them a little bit of protection. Alright, and there we have it. You can see that I took that line here through the firewall, zip tied it all the way around, nice and clean, and that wire comes down right here, and we have the plug to the ECM plugged back in properly. Commercial break is brought to you by Coca-Cola Zero. 0 calories, 0 fat. This is what's getting me through right now. Caffeine, baby. And some of the tools, and this, I ended up using it one time. I dropped one of these babies right here, and I was able to pick it up. If it wasn't for this, this little guy saved a lot of time right now. Okay, and now for the easy part, we are going to take this switch and we are going to drill a hole right about here, and that seems to be a really good location for your arm. It's just kind of a natural spot to where you can quickly go down and switch from the different tunes depending on if you're towing or not. Alright, so we've got ourselves a pilot hole, and now there we go. Nice and clean, and that is a 3/8 bit. And there it is. Okay, so now the switch is on, and 2, 3, 4. So basically you're going to have your race tune, sport econ, light tow tune, heavy tow tune, and stock. So it's perfect. It's got a nice feel to it as well. It feels doesn't feel super cheap. It feels actually really nice quality. So installation is good. The location is really nice. So I have the gain over here for the subwoofer, and to switch the tunes around right there. Alright, I just got back from testing all of these 5 tunes, and it works fantastic. Now the switch, mounted it right here, and it feels very, very solid. And it's a very nice location. I can easily just go down, switch the tunes, depending on if I'm towing. I can watch my EGTs, my monitors, make sure that I'm not burning the truck up. But the switchable tunes just makes all the difference. You can just switch on the fly immediately. So if I'm towing something up a hill, I can switch from the light tow tune to the heavy tow tune, no problem. I'm not going to hurt the truck, and I'll be able to get a little bit better fuel mileage, I hope. So we're going to be doing a little testing on the towing as well. But as far as the install, it was a little bit more difficult than I thought it was going to be. Make sure you have at least a half a day just in case you run into some hangups. You never know what you're going to run into. But overall, I mean, I wouldn't want to do this again unless I absolutely have to. I'm glad I saved the money. I'm going to be using some of that saved money to go get a full body massage because my back is killing me now. But the install was successful. I'm very excited about it. So hopefully I was able to help somebody out there. That's why I do these videos, to help you guys, not only to help you feel a little bit more confident, but a little bit of a step-by-step. And you guys can watch multiple videos from different people. That's what I do. So obviously I'm YouTube certified to do this job. And hey, it worked out. You know, everything is nice and clean underneath the hood. Zip tied everything. Everything's nice and clean underneath the dash. And the location right here is just perfect. So I want to thank you guys for watching this video. If you guys like the video, please give it a thumbs up. And if you guys want to see future videos, subscribe to the channel. Thanks, guys. Appreciate it.